come and compete in.
Yeah, there's been some great meets held here. They're going to have the World Championships here in 2026. They had the NCAAs here just a couple years ago. This is their second time hosting ACCs. Bob Raymond in 2008 brought this course into fruition. He had been thinking about it years before that. He's always been excited about the potential of this park. It's a great course because it starts out on manicured grass like we see here, slightly downhill at the beginning, and then you go through a bunch of loops and you finish in front of a bunch of spectators. It's a great spectator course. They have special paths cut through to allow the spectators to access as much of the race as possible.
You mentioned Bob Raymond, the head coach for Florida State, excited to host the ACCs. First time they've done that since 2015. Here's his thoughts on what the runners can expect.
Oh, it's super exciting just for us to host. It is a park that is basically a designated cross-country course. Haven't hosted since 2015. So real excited to be back hosting ACC.
We love it out here. This is our home course. We take a lot of pride in it. The girls know it really well. It's beautiful. It's perfect. We train out here, so it's always a good day when you can race on your home course.
You know, the one thing you talk to a lot of runners and competitors, coaches such as yourself, the idea that keeps coming back is the traction and the support. You know, for the ankles and the feet, this is a real friendly course in that regard.
Yeah, if you look at just the last couple of ACC meets, 2 years ago when we were in Notre Dame, rain was the story, and there was lots of puddles on the course, but it was super flat, and they were able to get away with it. Last year, we were at Charlottesville, where the NCAAs will be this year, and that course has a lot of undulating hills and sideways set sections where the runners have to twist. It's tough on the ankles. This course is really what a runner would like to see, because it gives you both good footing, but also some challenges with long hills. At Virginia, you had a couple of short, steep ones. Here, you have one long hill that you have to repeat 2 or 3 times over the course of the race. So, you know, it really makes it tough for teams to fake their fitness.
Take a look at some of the runners to watch. Syracuse, one of the favorites, Ryan Bell, has a loaded team headlined by Perry McKinnon and Paul O'Donnell. Keep an eye on Parker Wolf for North Carolina, the runner-up a year ago. The defending champion from Notre Dame is Carter Solomon, and then Gary Martin. Many people feel Vin Lanana and company. He's poised to make his championship run this fall right now today.
Yeah, Gary Martin has incredible stats. He's just got real leg speed. He can run 147 for 800 meters. He's run 356 in the indoor mile. That's the UVA indoor record. And he was an unbelievably great high school runner. This is now just his sophomore year. It's about a minute to go now till race time. This is where the nerves are at its absolute highest. Once the gun goes off, you're usually fine, but it's this last minute that's very agonizing. And, you know, like you said before, you put in all this time training, getting ready for this, and now you're down to the final minute, and you look across the line, you see all these talented guys. I'm so impressed by the track credentials of all these programs. You know, we haven't really talked much about Syracuse. Syracuse, if you're going to pick a favorite, probably is. They're ranked number 4 in the country, and they have, I counted in their lineup, 5 guys who have broken 29 minutes on the track for 10K. That would usually be a bona fide NCAA championship type team. Unbelievable.
Speaking of unbelievable, it's just absolutely gorgeous in Tallahassee. 67 degrees. That is a runner-friendly temperature. Very light breeze, dry conditions over the next couple of hours. It's been dry as well the last couple of days in Tallahassee.
The weather is good right now. It'll warm up a lot in the next half hour as the sun rises higher here in western Florida.
It is one of the great sights, the start of a cross-country race, especially when you have that backdrop here at Appalachia, the 2023 men's competition for the ACC Cross Country Championship officially underway. And you take a look at that wide, spacious area, one of the advantages of this park.
Yep. Bob Raymond wanted this park to be able to host the NCAA championships, and to do that, you have to have a clear 800 meters at the start that can accommodate all the runners. Now this field is basically got 15 teams, 10 runners each, so you've got 150 runners, where the NCAA would have about 255. So there's plenty of room to run, a conference meet on this course. Now you go downhill a little bit after the initial minor asset from the start, and you can see now they pull away from the start line and head into, you can see the swamp moss hanging down the trees. It's got some real southern charm, this course. And here we see a Florida State runner out early. That's Malarkey. He's from South Africa. Great runner for the Tar Heels. Parker Wolf right with him. And there's Luke Tawal, we talked about. Luke Tawal, definitely a guy that could win this. He was key in Wake's team triumph last year, finishing 4th. Maybe something people don't know about Luke Tawal, if they don't follow the sport of track and field quite as closely, is Luke Tawal beat Parker Wolf head-to-head in the NCAA 5K out on the track in Austin this past June. So you're looking at Parker Wolf, Luke Tawal, Carter Solomon certainly as the defending champ should be in there, Gary Martin, Malarkey, and some of his Florida State teammates will certainly feel strong about this course as they run on it a lot.
Luke Tawal, the junior from Washington, D.C. He was a top 10 finisher last year, part of Wake's run to an ACC title. Had a great relationship with the graduated Zach Faccioni, always asking Zach for advice. The two runners were training partners. They were close friends really ever since the spring semester of Tawal's freshman year. Faccioni returned to the States after spending the first couple of months during that COVID run back home in Australia. The two would train each and every week, at least 70 miles of training a week for 2 years, and now with Zach Faccioni gone, it's up to Luke and some of these other younger runners for Wake to try to carry on the legacy. And one of those younger runners in the middle of the pack now is the talented true freshman Rocky Hansen for the Demon Deacons.
Rocky Hansen was the top ACC finisher just 2 weeks ago at the Nuttycombe meet. He has a good chance of being the top freshman in the country this year, certainly the top freshman here in the ACC. But there's others that are really good. Again, when I look at the track times of these athletes, the eyes really pop out on how far the ACC has advanced in recent times. See Parker Wolf right in the center of it in the UNC uniform, to Walt, to Wolf's immediate left, Malarkey to Malarkey to his right, from Florida State, and he's got Ahmed. I think that's the two brothers. It's hard.
It's Ibrahim out there right now for Florida State. You see Parker Wolf along the rope on the inside. He has taken over the lead. Ibrahim just to his outside. Wolf, the ACC runner-up, took 7th a couple of years ago and was the ACC Freshman of the Year. You take a look at some of the splits and the team standings very early on. Virginia with their pack running, Notre Dame, Syracuse, North Carolina with Wolf leading the way. But going back to Parker Wolf this year, he took 7th at the Nuttycombe. He was 2nd at the UVA Invite back on the 23rd, and that brought in some heavy, traditional heavyweights like Northern Arizona, Colorado. Wolf turned in a 23:21, which was a great 8K time for the month of September, and as a result was the ACC Athlete of the Week.
Yeah, Wolf is as tough as they come. Coach Miltenberg, who was a mentor at Stanford back in the day, we'll be seeing Stanford in this meet next year. But he said that Wolf is as good as any of the athletes he coached at Stanford in terms of his desire to win. And the results speak for themselves. Look at these NCAA finishes Parker Wolf had just last year. He was 9th in the NCAA cross country, he was 5th in the NCAA indoor 5K, and he was 5th in the NCAA outdoor 5K. Remarkable consistency, and he came so close to winning the ACC cross country title last year. Only Carter Solomon put paid to that.
Florida State off to a good start here on their home course. That is Ahmed Ibrahim, the junior from Portland. And then no relation, you have Abdirizak Ibrahim, who transferred in this year from New Mexico. And you join the likes of David Malarkey, the freshman from Leeds, England, who has been up near the front since the start. That's a pretty good trio right now. Bob Brayman and the Seminoles. Coach Brayman, the second longest tenured coach in Florida State athletics right now. And what a job he has done, not just in cross country, but also the success and the tradition of Seminole track and field.
Yeah, Bob's done a great race, and he's so happy to have turned Appalachia Regional Park into a cross-country haven. Malarkey is still near the front. He ran 13:37 for 5K on the track last year. His best ACC finish is 5th at the ACC Outdoor 5K, which he did last spring at 13:53.
And we were both impressed with Malarkey at the Piani this year, where Florida State actually powered all the way up to a second place finish, and Malarkey was a 23-24, headlining the Seminoles in South Bend.
Yeah, they were real good in South Bend. A couple weeks ago, though, when they came back at Nuttycombe, Malarkey again led the way. He had a great race, ran 23:45, but then there was a big gap to their second, third, fourth, and fifth runners, and there's a split at 2.2K. Malarkey's still leading, just over Ian Harrison of NC State. Brett Gardner of NC State also in the top 4. But the 5-man spread for the Seminoles exploded to 121 at Nuttycombe. So they have to do a better job with their depth today if they want to be anywhere near those top 4 teams. Tewalt's still up there. And NC State trying to make a bid. You talk about longtime coaches. Raleigh Geiger of NC State has been in Raleigh a while.
Took over the men's and women's program in 1981. 4 decades of coaching for Raleigh Geiger, and he certainly has to like what he sees here from his senior Brett Gardner. He's a veteran, one of the leaders for NC State. He has a sub-24 time this year, one of 2 pack runners this season to clock a sub-24. 2-time All-ACC performer. Of course, we're used to watching him in the steeplechase, also part of the great NC State DMR indoor squad. And right now, after taking the outdoor track season off this past spring, looking fresh, and he has sprinted out to the lead in this men's 8K.
Speaking of leading, though, you've got 3 Seminole runners up at the front now, Malarkey and the 2 Ibrahims. So they've got 3 guys in the top 5 early. But there's so much running still to be done. Not even up to the 8-minute mark yet. And now a Wolfpacker into the lead. Malarkey, Parker Wolf, Tewalt, all still right up there. And then you see all the green, the Kelly green from the Irish. Notre Dame, I see all 5 guys there in the top 12 or so. They may be leading this team race at the next mat split. A lot depends on where Florida State's 4th and 5th men are. You see Gary Martin and a couple other Cavs up front as well. They're looking like they're running well.
So our next check-in as far as splits go will be at the exact halfway point, the 4K marker coming up as you take a look from overhead. Different type of textures on this course. They're now back onto that manicured grass area. You saw that white-colored ground, which is crushed shells and crushed sand, very friendly for runners. And now the gradual ascent upward. There's a couple of gradual hills on this course.
That's right, and they're sneaky, you know. No one hill's real that tough, but it has a building effect. And in the very last stretch of the course, before they head home on the last straightaway, there's a real tough hill, and that will really sap you if you going out too hard early on. The cross country is a lot about measuring your effort, so you kind of empty the tank at the finish line, but not before it. And as we saw in so many previous ACC races, it usually comes down to a kick. Very rarely does somebody power away when you have so many talented distance runners like we see here in the ACC. We got another Tar Heel up there.
Gardner of North Carolina State having an outstanding race.
Brett Gardner of NC State in the lead. These highlights from the state of Illinois. Illinois had long been the Notre Dame bastion of recruiting. A lot of Notre Dame runners that are really good from there. This year they have Josh Methner, who's from Illinois. In fact, Gardner probably finished behind Methner on occasion in the Illinois State meeting. They're not the same age, but they definitely overall.
Making a move on the inside. First time we've seen Alex Phillip. He's the graduate student from North Carolina. You see him right along the inside, along the white boundary line. Phillip in his first year in Chapel Hill, graduated from John Carroll University, where he was a 2-time Division III men's cross-country athlete of the year. In fact, Division III national champion back-to-back in 21 and 22. And just the fifth runner in Division III history to win back-to-back national titles, and now dipping his toe in the ACC waters for the first time, and he is right up alongside his teammate Parker Wolf, as both sandwich the Seminole in the center with Malarkey.
Philip was not only a Division III champ in cross-country twice, he also was the Division III 5K and 10K champ on the track, so he's a winner, no question about that, and a really great acquisition through the transfer portal for Coach Chris Miltenberg. Philip, on top of that, has a 28:31 10K PR. The number of guys in this race with sub-29-minute 10K PRs is quite staggering, to be honest.
Philip is an interesting story, and like many athletes, no matter what the sport, he just wasn't sure of his future. In fact, he almost did not run in college. He grew up in Akron, Ohio, and was very close to just going to Akron to be a normal student, but he rediscovered the passion of the sport in his senior year in high school at St. Vincent St. Mary, and I'd say he made a pretty good decision. His Division III success, and now looking very strong as the 4K splits come in. And it is Philip leading the way as you take a look at the top 18. The defending champion, Carter Solomon, in that number 10 spot, but Wolf and Philip each at 11:39 flat.
I think the biggest move of importance to this team race is Syracuse has now gotten their two guys right up there. That's O'Donnell and McKinnon. McKinnon from Quebec. He was a transfer from Cornell. And O'Donnell's been with the Orange for a while. He was second at the ACC Outdoor 10K last year, and he was the ACC Indoor 5K champ out of the slow section back in Louisville. So those are the two biggest guys for the Orange. They need to get their third, fourth, and fifth man up a little closer to the lead. Three heels right near the front, though. Things looking really good for UNC at this point.
Yeah, that third Tar Heel to make his way, maneuver his way up near the front is Ethan Strand, the junior out of Vestavia Hills.
You know,
When you look at Strand, always known for a late kick, and he's in a pretty good position out by himself on the outside, alongside two teammates.
When your third man is the defending ACC champ in the 1500 outdoors and the defending ACC champ in the 3000 indoors, you got a good team. That's why they're ranked 11th in the country.
And we were both there. Remember his kick to win the 3000 in the indoors this past February?
That's right.
So a really good start for 11th ranked North Carolina. Chris Miltenberg, year number 5. We already talked about it. 7 strong years on the West Coast with Stanford and his trio of Wolf, Phillip, and Strand. As North Carolina fans believing a little bit more past the halfway point of this race.
Carolina looks good. Again, the question is, where are the fourth and fifth men? But we are approaching 5 kilometers in a little while. And see, now we're back on that hard-packed dirt and shell base. And this is where they start a downhill section before they begin the uphill. Here's some of the other 150 runners that decide the team race. There's another UNC runner. If he's their 6th or 7th man, they're okay. If he's their 5th, that's not a good sign. There, again, UNC 1-2, Syracuse right in there with their top guys. Florida State still has Malarkey, but it looks like the two others have dropped back. Tewalt still mixing it up.
5K splits coming in. Phillip a 14:35.2. Malarkey second on those 5K times. Talk about the pace and what you're seeing so far.
They're saying roughly 440 miles, about what you'd expect. Last year, it was lightning fast for the Charlottesville course. I think this race is a little more tactical only because there's so many guys you have to respect. It's hard to run away from so many guys that have run so fast on the track. I mean, cross country is its own sport, but those track credentials, people know what they are, and it very much is a psychological thing. If you know you've run X amount of time on the track, it's a lot more valid in runners' minds, I think, because they know 400 meters is 400 meters and it's flat. and times on different courses across the country can really vary a lot. UNC, though, 2 guys to work together. Syracuse has 2 guys to work together. Virginia, we see Gary Martin, and he's got a teammate to work together. So there's the 4 teams that we expected going into this race to be factors. They all have a pair of runners near the top. Florida State, who we did not expect to be in the factor of the team race, has only 1 guy at the top. So it's playing out as we thought.
And you might have noticed there before they made the curve, that's the steepest part of the course there as they come out of the canopy of trees and now will break clear of the trees and work their way back onto the grass.
Yes, this time they'll go behind the start line one final time. On the final loop, they'll just head in towards the finish. So one more loop. Essentially, it's 2 3K loops and a final lap of 2K. So this is that final lap of 2K that they are on right now.
Syracuse with a couple of runners up near the front. That's Paul O'Donnell, the redshirt senior from Dublin, Ireland. He is on the outside, just to the right of Parker Wolf. O'Donnell here in 23, an All-American in the outdoor track season in the 10K. 28:42 guy during the track season for O'Donnell. Had a ton of European experience before arriving to compete for Coach Brian Bell a couple of years ago.
And there you see, when they come around next time, they'll be on the left side. It's going straight to the finish. But this is the last of the loops that go a little bit wider. There's the Seminole logo on the manicured grass section of the course. And there you see the awards stand for post-race ceremonies. So, UNC still 1-2. Syracuse still in there.
McKinnon.
Gary Martin hanging in there for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, looked like Martin wanted to make a move to the outside, but now he slides back in comfortably within striking distance with a sophomore from Pennsylvania, Archbishop Wood, who set the UVA freshman record in the indoor mile this year, a 3:56.82. Virginia just had that plethora of runners go sub-4 in the mile during the indoor season.
Luke Tuwalt has dropped off. He's more like now in 10th, 11th place. So now, the guy with the best kick in the lead there is the guy just off the pack there, the guy in the glasses, Gary Martin. He's got that 147 speed. So if he can hang in there, he's got the most dangerous kick. But Parker Wolf looks like he doesn't want to let that happen. And I think they may have just dropped Martin. So it looks now like it's down to Syracuse, the 2 UNC runners. Malarkey's still hanging in there. So the orange and the heels, as we expected, running near the front. Parker Wolf looking the best so far. I think we just went past the 6K mark there. Yes, that would have been the 6K mark where that flag, where that white sign was. Wolf still looking good. Nice smooth strides, good arm carry, but O'Donnell is in pretty good shape as well.
Parker Wolf looked like he might win an ACC championship a year ago, and then Carter Solomon up that last uphill climb, storm from way back to claim the title, and Quebec Wolf has had that on his mind the entire year as he has went through training, has had a fantastic fall season, now trying to cap it off here as he has taken the lead. O'Donnell to his right second, Florida State's Malarkey third, and then Wolf's teammate Phillip sitting fourth with the orange coming in on the outside fifth.
Parker Wolf, will he do what he did last year? He tried to put a surge in on that final uphill on that course. He's got the final uphill section right ahead here. He knows he needs to break some of these guys with the better kicks. And you got to think that Malarkey is believing that he's done this course more than anybody, and that he's got belief instilled in him by Bob Raymond that he can do it. But I think Wolf is starting to pull away just a bit. He's got a full stride on everybody else now. O'Donnell in second. Wolf, O'Donnell, Malarkey, Phillip, your top 4. Wolf, if you remember, last year got a decent enough jump on Carter Solomon, but could not close it off. So O'Donnell looks like he's in really perfect position, running off of Wolf. All the pressure's on Wolf. And now we go to the drone shot overhead. Show you exactly how close it is. I mean, O'Donnell is right on Wolf. They've opened up a gap of at least 5 meters on 3rd and 4th. There's your 7K team split. So just 1K to go. North Carolina up by 13. Syracuse in 2nd. Virginia in 3rd. Notre Dame in 4th.
What do you expect to see here from O'Donnell in this final K as you see Wolf clearly with plenty of gas in his tank?
This is the big uphill right here. See Wolf's really going to his arms. O'Donnell has to stay close, and I don't think he's going to. I think Wolf is trying to open it up. Here's the steepest part of the hill right now. Wolf looks like he could put this away. Look at this.
He has opened up his lead significantly on that final uphill swing as he gets ready to make the turn. Parker Wolf, last year's runner-up, looking for his 3rd straight All-ACC performance. The 2-time All-American for UNC. Boy, he has plenty in the kick here today.
Yeah, O'Donnell's not going to pull a Carter Solomon here. Wolf has got this. He is now in full flight, and there's not that much of the course left. Ken O'Donnell held on for 2nd, and can the other Orangemen close in on the, say, 4th and 5th runners for the target? Because I think UNC is going to not only win the individual, they're going to probably win the team as well. A great day for Chris Miltenberg and the Carolina men.
Parker Wolf bringing it home. So close a year ago. Wolf sprinting his way as he gets ready for the final few strides. The finish line in sight, not to be denied here in 2023. Parker Wolf, your ACC champion from North Carolina.
Just a tad over 23 minutes. Malarkey's going to get 3rd after O'Donnell. Phillip 4th. So
Ken in 5th.
yeah, I think UNC's looking great for the team title here. There's a couple of Cavs. There's 4th man for UNC right there.
For the team battle, keep an eye on Notre Dame. They have 4 athletes now coming into the top 20. Here comes Syracuse.
Some of the depth of Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish will have 4 runners appear to cross inside the top 20. So there's the balance we knew that Notre Dame had coming in.
But I think UNC already they have 3 in the top 9, and I saw the 4th guy come in, so UNC will trump that, I think.
There's a good look at your ACC champion, Parker Wolf, 23:03.10, the ACC champ. Look at his year this fall. He took 7th at the Nutty Cone, 2nd back in late September, got pushed by Northern Arizona, Colorado, ran a 23:21 back in September, and now his clocking good enough for a pull-away win here at the ACCs.
Syracuse was actually the first team with 5 in. Notre Dame was the 2nd team with 5 in. So, a little premature to pronounce anything yet, but there's still a lot of 5th runners that have not crossed the line yet. But it looks like it's going to be extremely tight between Syracuse, Notre Dame, and North Carolina. Parker Wolf talking to his teammates. There you see 48 for North Carolina, 63 for Syracuse, 76 for Virginia, Notre Dame 83. And Florida State with a surprising 5th if these points hold up.
Parker Wolf wins an ACC championship. North Carolina with balance. He gets a little help from Alex Phillip and Ethan Strand, both all ACC performances. We'll chat with the Tar Heels when we come back.
Only Xfinity gives you access to the most live sports.
Here we go.
Dives for it, makes the catch. Lovely ball, super goal. Beautiful pass, score! Throws a dart to the outside. That's all it shows.
Never miss a moment. Watch all the sports you love live. Just say sports into your Xfinity voice remote.
This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with Lindor. Irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
The men's 8K in the books. Parker Wolf is your ACC champion. 23:03.1 for Wolf. O'Donnell of Syracuse second. Malarkey, who was up near the front, really from the opening gun. David Malarkey third. Florida State. Look at that. 4 runners in the top 9 for North Carolina, headlined by this year's ACC champion Parker Wolf, who now joins us. And Parker, take us through the final few strides compared to last year for you, your mindset coming in.
Well, last year, got outkicked with probably 400 to go, so all that was going through my mind was just pump the arms, pump the legs, and hope it'll take care of itself.
You look great out there. So that Colorado training help you out in a situation where you have a lot of hills?
I mean, I think, yeah. Right. I mean, I know we race courses like this all the time in high school. And, it's a bit different since we're training, low altitude and training in North Carolina, but it's got to play a little bit of a part, I'd like to say.
Talk about your role models growing up. I know your mother ran track and field. Where did you develop your passion for this sport?
Honestly, just had a bunch of friends do it. I was going to go out for baseball in freshman year of high school and decided to do cross country in the fall because I didn't have anything to do. And my teammates were just awesome and, kind of stuck with it since.
Speaking of your teammates, how about the job that Alex and Ethan, they were pushing you up pretty much near the front the whole way. You bring in the transfer Alex from John Carroll. It looked like a pretty seamless transition for him, welcoming him to that powder blue from North Carolina.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got, a couple guys coming in, Jake and Alex, and I don't know what I would have done in this race without him. He's pushed me. I mean, the goal from the beginning was, work together. And, man, without him, it would have been a lot tougher of a race. And, having, guys I trust behind me, like Ethan, Colton, all those guys, makes a huge difference knowing that even if I'm not having the best day, they're going to back me up for that team title.
Well, enjoy the moment, Parker. Congratulations. What a day for North Carolina cross country, the Tar Heels, and yourself, ACC champion.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We will.
We'll be back with more from Tallahassee and the 2023 ACC Cross Country Championships. For anybody who has followed the sport of men's cross country and track and field, you knew that there was a resurgence in Chapel Hill, and today it hits its peak. North Carolina, your team champions, 49 points, Syracuse second, Virginia third. The main orchestrator is Chris Miltenberg. Year 5 in Chapel Hill, had so much success on the West Coast at Stanford. And first off, Coach, you have brought success to North Carolina. What's this moment feel like for you to win the ACC title?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Mainly the way these guys did it, a total team effort and a clear vision over the last several years of where we want to get to and where we want to keep going to. So yeah, it's a really, really exciting step for us.
Coach, you've successfully gone to the transfer portal. We knew Alex Phillip was doing great things for you. How about the role of Jake Gebhardt today, coming in from Indiana, a steeple guy?
Yeah, Jake was fantastic today, getting up for 9th. And I think we've got a great combination of the 2 grad transfers, and then we made 8 guys today and 6 really young guys that have come up in our system too, and they've come together perfectly to form a great team. And definitely without those older guys, Alex and Jake coming in and helping our young guys, we don't get here. But also these young guys have been steadily coming for the last 2 to 3 years along way too.
It seems like you've really done a good job with the overall chemistry of the team. Congratulations.
Thank you. Really excited, really proud of these guys, and just getting started.
And Coach, one final question for you. Let's talk about your leader, Parker Wolf, and the training that he has put in this season to lead to a moment like this. A runner-up a year ago, and he had plenty in the gas tank today on that final kick to pull away from the field. What type of runner, what type of leader has he been as you rebuild and have the success that you've enjoyed at North Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, Parker is an absolutely fierce competitor, and I think what he really did for our team was show how high this can go, and remove a ceiling that maybe we felt in the past. It's like, no, we can run with anybody in America, and you see that trickle down effect from Parker to the rest of our guys. And he's been an ACC runner-up several times between cross country, indoor and outdoor, so it's great for him to finally get one. Hopefully, many more to come too.
Well, the day is his. The day is yours. Enjoy it, North Carolina. Your ACC champions, Parker Wolf, the junior from Denver, Colorado, celebrating with his teammates. Commissioner Jim Phillips will join us from Tallahassee as the Tar Heel Nation celebrates.